Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5-minute meeting. All right, Ashland City Council meeting of November 17th. This guy, not here today. Who knows? Go. He's not there. I don't know why. Did this guy start the meeting with a humble, unifying, and graceful congratulations of the new mayor-elect? This one right here. Of course not. No, he said, hey, read my special proclamation. And so she said, okay, it's a special proclamation, blah, 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 blah. Small businesses are awesome. So the city proclaims that November 28th is Small Business Saturday. And then the Housing and Human Services report, the guy from that said, the Maslow Group is awesome. And that they have $173,000 for the winter shelter, and the Neighborhood Works is doing something for $45,000. And we looked at the Medford homeless plan. We liked that, and they looked at fair housing, and they looked at city buying needs analyses and the housing capacity analyses and recommended land use codes. And said, hey, what city requirements do programs like Rogue Retreat need to do to create an urban campground in the Hardesty property? And this one said, hey, what's a regional housing and what are the city housing things that we can do? And can we maybe expand the Medford campground rather than create our own? The housing lady said, boy, we're trying our best with all these homeless services in the region. And everyone's stretched to the max. And the biggest thing they need is affordable housing. People are stacking up in the transitional housing. The homeless get up to that and they go no real housing after that. And so that's where that ended. And then Public Arts Commission, the Public Arts guy said, hey, they have a PowerPoint presentation coming with that was created about how public art is important all around the world. And there's a brass circles in the sidewalks in the railroad district, and they're ready to support anything the city wants to do regarding the railroad district art project. And this one said, I love Peter Finkel. And then this one said, she goes, hey, what's up with the Railroad Park Black Lives Matter project there? And this art commission guy said, we have no idea. We're waiting for somebody to put us in the loop on that. I don't know what's talking to us. And the city attorney piped and said, I'm working on that with the people who started the fence project. When we get the location, then we'll let the Arts Commission know what's going on at that point. Arts Commission, Farts Commission. I mean, he didn't say that with his words, but his eyes said that. Really, he really did. And then, the Ashland City Emergency Declaration, the vote to extend another month. Of course, this one said, hey, what the hell? Let's just go 2 months and then end it like when the new council starts again and let them deal with that then. And all approved. And by the way, the city administrator is now the boss of the city, and all of our elected councilors are like Cindy Lou Who, and so he can just give them all a glass of milk, and pat them on the head, and send them to bed. It's bananas. And then, of course, the public forum. Of course not. The public can suck it. And then this one said, hey, the kids at the skateboard park don't wear masks. And the city administrator said, we'll pass that along. And this one said, hey, county commissioners are not being helpful. A little backstory on that. 2 county commissioners last week said that masks aren't as important as liberty and vitamins. That was in the news. And she said, hey, are we doing something to give mask guidance? And the city administrator said, the county commissioners, he said, the county health department is still pretty awesome. And so we pass along their information. And then the city doesn't really create any content. And I can vote for that. And then the consent agenda. This guy goes, hey, poll item 4. Who's in on this? And the city guy said, that's Ralph and Dave, of course. And he goes, those guys are objective, right? And he goes, Ralph and Dave? Of course they are. And I think this was about the approval of the company that we are paying to find out how much we are paying for our ambulance service. I think that was that. And then this one goes, hey, item 5, hiring a new fire chief for 2 years should be pulled from the consent agenda and discussed more robustly. So I move that. Any second. Anyway, Bueller. I was just voted mayor of Ashland, and I can't get a what? Cannot. It smells like the entire rest of the room was butthurt, and so no discussion on that at all. No second on that. They all voted to approve all the consent agenda, minus one. And that was that. And then the Affordable Housing Standards Amendments. City planning guy said, we have lots of meetings with stakeholders and the public and people and building companies, and I'm sure they had totally the same amount of meetings with citizens as builders. Absolutely. And they're looking at metropolitan service area and some technical density stuff, like the 60% AMI is way too low, duh, and something about the 60-year affordability number. And this guy goes, hey, any chat online or for a public hearing? No, I don't see that. And then this one goes, hey, I move that all these ordinance changes happen and that they were going to make the city housing more affordable. And that was passed unanimously. And then the Grand Terrace annexation. There's a 17-acre property in the urban growth boundary. Should we annex this property? And they're just asking for annexation, not the building or site review. And that's separate. That's TBD. That's happening later. Possibly 196 new units, apartments for an apartment complex with 196 new units. And they talked about buses and access and wildlife, etc. And then this one says, hey, you talk about the effects of this on the road diet, traffic-wise, and the city administrator said, oh, I don't think that's applicable at all. It is. And he goes, so we're not even thinking about that. Classic. And then the project lady said, hey, this project is awesome and fulfills so many of the needs and aspirations stated by the city of Ashland. That's true. And then the builder said he claimed that he has been working on this for 6 years. And he talked about affordable housing and it's important to society, and he said a lot of stuff. Seems sincere. I don't know. And then this guy goes, he goes, hey, I move we just push this whole decision to next meeting, December 1st, all approved. And then some old resolution about fixing some language on the gap, so that the city administrator becomes a city manager, but temporarily. It's a lot of language stuff. And then there's a second read of ordinance 3190 and 3191, of course. The technical stuff about the language on land use and defining the phrase open space. And then this one says, hey, we should have some meeting with the newly elected councilors, some kind of transition thing. This guy says, oh, yeah, we should. I mean, I don't know about we wouldn't want this one, to have any kind of input. I think just you and me, we should have some kind of special meeting about that for sure. And that was it. End of meeting. You're welcome.